Good morning, everyone. I Shreya, and here is my team. We are here for a group discussion with a topic of the recent news and the protest which is going on in Nepal. So we will like to discuss our topic. So let's start the topic. So while starting the topic, I would like to tell the intro about the topic. Like that everyone know that the trigger that the social media ban in Nepal was occurred for on 4th September 2025 this year. But this is not only about that date. This is going on from an March where the corruptions and the nepotism level become high in Nepal and which rises or which become an great motive to the Gen Zs or the local youths to raise their voice. Just that the 4th September, when the 26 social media apps were banned, that become a trigger for the youth to give their like their protest within a high level. So let's start the discussion with it.
So, as we know, the protest was started after the social media bans. But behind the that protest, the social media ban, there is a government corruption which was happening the last year before from the years of the governance for 2 3 governments before this government also. So their main thing was the unemployment was on in the government in the state, but the government employees or the politicians, the families, or they are living the lavish lives. On what basis? On what the source of they are living that life? The only source for them is not the political income they are getting from the government, but by their corruption was also in this nation that get their wealth increased, and for that the youth also done the protest. Then
Uh, I like thank you, Sital, for giving the overview. Upon this, I would like to say that yes, when this all these things are happening in your country, social media is your voice. To reach the world or to reach the like-minded people, and when the government puts ban on so many social media uh, platforms, not just one or two, and without giving an alternate, the youth would be totally against it, as it is somewhere they are snatching their voice. They are not letting them to voice their thoughts on or whatever the thing, because the social media platforms were not so used platforms. They were something like WhatsApp, Instagram, which is like the part of our lives right now, where we share our thoughts, where we talk about the social current affairs, social activities. So it was totally wrong, I guess. And what Census did was, for me, it's partially correct, also partially wrong, but I justify that. From the Rutuja's information, we know about the social media. The today's youth, like Gen Zs, are more socialized. They want a transparency in the government. So the government don't transparent about their schemes, like they had corruption. The youth wants a transparency. What do you think about that? What the youth done later on?
I think that uh, 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 social media ban is not just the one reason for this protest. It has various reasons like corruption, unemployment. So youths are demanding for that, like they want the employment, like the corruption-free nation. They want their nation to be not to be corrupted, and they uh, they have protested. Social media is the peak of what we call that corruption or that, and
I think we are just discussing about what they have done, like corruptions and why the protest happened. But when the protest happened, what was the like situation? Like they were so much rash on it, like they opened fire on youth. They are not just means consider that how that they are a young we have should like talk to them or just solve by some another method. So the things around that happened in Nepal that was not in the favor of humanity. So I think we should start like points on basis of that. So Aditya Pratik, your point.
I think this Gen Z protest also changed the perspective of all the groups, also the age group that they are always belittled the Gen Z that they are doing nothing and they are the social media um, uh, bug types. But I think they have proved on other age groups that they can also protest, they can also fight for what they needed. And if no one is getting initiative, they will. I think this is also a main point.
So as all of you said that, I also think that the reason why the protest fired up or gone to the edge because of that, because of the social media ban, and also the Gen Z has every right to get their basic needs like jobs, their to for the food and that basic human needs. They have every right to what they have or what they want. The government by corruption and by all the things they just try to take the wants in for them to themselves and the strike for the strike. I think that the government did wrong by open firing and also the Gen Z also fired up the houses and uh, but
I would like to mention that after all that nasty stuff that happened during the all the fires and shooting and all that, they were protesting. They damaged a lot of properties, and but after the government resigned, the same youth, the same Gen Zs were cleaning the streets, they were reconstructing the things. So we should also take into account that stuff. That they were not against, they are loving their country. They are not against they are not against the, they are just against the government. They didn't want their government to be corrupt and
Provide
they,
them
they, huh,
provide
yeah,
them facilities
yeah,
like
they were,
employment.
yeah, they were into
And
that.
also, we the word that came from the protest, which the starting of the protest was the social media. So maybe they called it as a Gen Z protest, but they're not a Gen Z like the other stuffs they are doing other nations in the youth doing. They are concerned about their government's nation's integrity and corruption what was happening in their country, and also the backwards about the effect that happened on their country by the corruption was also the point where they started thinking that this is a ongoing and their next generation also face that the corruption problem and also they degrade down that. So there also were the point that they are not the Gen Z like other, but they are concerned about their nation's growth and their image in the worldwide also. So that's the point also.
So there are much many points that we can add it here. Like we know that the Nepal has a tourism sector. So that also is based on a social media. We know that the tourism growth is totally dependent on the social media, how we depend on how we tell everyone that we have the best and we are greeting the people best. So I think the social media was the one of the earning source also for the youth. And when like a youth has putting their voice around like the corruptions things and then putting the videos of the real checks for the Nepal on social media. I think that that was a point where the politicians they were I think a little bit afraid about their positions and what the background thing was. So
They just
against that,
wanted to control the
want to control the
news.
Nepal, so I think they just has put in on the ban, and they in the way of that to did not disclose that the what is actually in a Nepal to a worldwide. But I think this the case I think has put out down the what actually Nepal is going through.
Also, I would like to address the funny thing that happened that the election happened on Discord, which I think was unfair. Like I was talking about in the favor of Nepal League from the starting of this video, but right now I'm just very like I feel this very funny. So, what are your guys' views on that?
It's Discord noting.
Yeah.
They
So
just go to
yeah, because if we talk that I myself have two accounts on Discord.
So
So
that's
it's-
to vote for.
yeah, it can happen. Like it is not that verified system, I guess. So again, they will. Again, yeah, again, so they were opposing the corruption the whole time. Not the corruption. Yeah, it's not about just about the money. The corruption doesn't happen in that itself. It's about everything. And when you're taking the elections on Discord, like in that way,
yes,
they're actually doing the same thing.
Thing,
The what they were opposing.
They're even making a corruption through corruption.
Yeah, yeah. Yes.
The previous corruption, close new corruption are right.
Yeah.
what's your all think about that? How they protested, like burning houses, and if
I-
it either is
Yeah, the
or
thing.
it is a proper way to protest.
Of course, it's
I,
not.
I think the protests that burning the houses of our minister were start from when they were protesting and they called the army and they had open shoot on the youth. I think that was the point where youth get like so much
The government
fire.
took the wrong step.
They have to just like first of all they are taken a big decision of banning an 26 social media platform. At least they will start from one to two. That will be an like slow process, but as they have banned the whole at one time, their responsibility is to like handle their youth within a proper manner. They had called the army from a border and they had just had order to shoot, open shoot fire. So I think that has become an means the youth had more aggressive at that moment. So they had that step around of firing and
Not only Nepal, so every government should listen to the youth and their voice. So what are their demands? Provide them services.
today's youth basically following a tit for tat. As a government respect for every youth, youth also be respected to government. Mostly Nepal government is ignored by other countries. But this incident gave them much spotlight that this country is also can take steps or is also can youth can also take steps on this incidents on this if country bans the platform any social media platform, then they can protest and by this the ban will get discarded. So if it happens in India, then Indians also can take steps. Stop. Okay, so Pratik,
अरे बोल किसी बोला
So, I would like to say that today in India, we also have problems like unemployment. There is a small amount of, small, also like, okay, 50-50 amount of corruption happening. And we are not at the stage of Nepal, but the actions we are, if we don't take the required actions, there is no difference. The gap will be shortened, I guess. That we will also reach the situation of Nepal. So I hope it never happens, but we are also on that line because unemployment rate are actually growing every single year. Then corruption rate is also, yeah, it's, and we can see nepotism as
Yeah.
well in India. I guess everyone will agree with it. So I think our government should learn from what happened to Nepal, which is very close neighboring country of ours, and it actually affects us. Because our economy was also affected by what happened in Nepal, because we also give the free passes to our country. So we will also have refugee problems in India now. So I guess there's a lot of what a government can learn from this incident, and it should learn, because if it doesn't, we will somewhere go in that lane, I guess.
Also, from this, the protest or instability in the Nepal can also trigger the instability on our borders and our also our in the trade. We have got the information about this with our trade with Nepal have been disrupted from this incident or the protest. So the or also we can think that we have to concern about the thoughts what they can thought or will be arise about the India in the youths or the public of the Nepal about the India the interference with the not we have interfered not in their problems, but for as we are going to help them, but what if we have they had thought they are India's intentions are not good about the Nepal or the interference is not well in their concerns. That also the point we can think about, or our government should think for that also. So what do you think about that also?
I think
Such protests impacts our businesses and the country connections also. Yeah. So I think all the countries, other countries should or government should learn from what's happening around them or around their countries.
Yeah.
so. Like to conclude. Can I conclude?
Yes.
Yes. So I would like to conclude the topic. Like we have discussed about what was a trigger point for the Nepal protest and what was the background story. The real facts are the different, but the trigger point is different. So I think we should not judge the Gen Zs on basis of an protest against the social media ban, that the headlines which are the news are and we should know the background that what the social media ban affects or what the corruptions and that means into the that country, and just not only means being on one sided, we should think about the both side, that how's the government action on an youth and how the youth reacts. So here I think we should not judge anyone with a first stroke. We should know the whole background story and get some moral about how we should behave and at what peak our right can help us to live in our nation. So thank you.